Hello dear students. In our lesson today, we're going to continue chapter 23, Organization Structures, from where we were last week. Last week we talked about the different levels, the organization charts, and the roles of certain levels like the managers, directors, the board of directors, chairpersons, supervisors, and so on. Today we're going to talk about how these organization charts can differ. For example, some can be tall, some can be short. And first we're going to talk about a concept called chain of command. Chain of command is the routes which these orders pass through in a hierarchy. And sometimes this chain of command may be short and sometimes it may be long. If there is a very long chain of command, it means that there are many levels in this organization. There is a long way from the top to the bottom. In this case, there are some disadvantages, of course. First of all, information may be confused or lost as it goes through the levels. If it has a short one, it means that there are not many levels in this organization, so communication, information may be easily passed to way down under. The second difference is span of control. That means how many people do I have below me that I'm responsible of to control. If I have few people, that means there is a narrow span of control. If there are many people below me, that means it has a wide span of control. Then let's not forget the people we're talking that are below us are called subordinates, and the people on top of us are called the superiors. So related to the span of control and the chain of command, we will have two different types of structures. One will be a flat one and one will be a tall one. So which one is the flat one? The flat one, of course, will be like this. So that means it won't be tall, it will be short, but it will be wide. So the flat one will have a short chain of command, but a wide span of control. That means there will be one person and below there will be many people, but this chain will not go very long. What may be the certain advantages of a structure like that? Like I mentioned before, information, the messages will travel easier, quicker, and it will be understandable. And the cost of managing, controlling, and coordinating will be lower in such an organization. However, in these type of organizations, the chance of promotion may be smaller as we don't have many layers in that organization. Let's talk about the other ones, which, by the way, the pictures of this organization charts are found on page 196. In a tall one, we will have a long chain of command. There will be many layers going like this. But each layer will be narrow. We will have a narrow span of control. In this type of organization chart, communication and information control and coordination may be more difficult. And the cost of passing information may be higher. But in this type of organization charts, chance of promotion may be higher. So what will happen if we have a wide span of control, such as in the flat organization chart? Sometimes delegation will be needed. Delegation is when a superior passes on authority to a subordinate. They have to give tasks or authority or some kind of decision making to the subordinates below them. That is to make their jobs easier and get some help from their subordinates. This may also make the subordinate happy. They may feel trusted and involved in the situation, whereas some can think that they are given too much responsibility without any rewards. But let's not forget that the level of delegation given to a subordinate, authority given to a subordinate, someone below us, also depends on what type of organization we have. Do we have a centralized or a decentralized? Now we know that if something has D in front of it, it means opposite. So decentralized is the opposite of centralized type of organization. What does centralized and decentralized organization mean? In a centralized type of organization, the employees do not have any authority in decision making. So decision making is centralized. It comes together in one point, which this point is usually the senior management, which means the management at the top of the organization. So the person at the top has the authority to make decisions, and the workers, the employees, do not have any authority. Whereas in decentralized type of organizations, decision making or giving ideas is also delegated to the people working below you, to the other workers, to the other employees. So what may be the certain advantages and disadvantages of having a centralized or a decentralized type of company? When we have a centralized type of company, usually the senior management has total control and total complete control over the resources and total authority of decision making. So this person or group of people have experience and they are trained in decision making. So when it comes from one point, when one person or a group of people make this decision, the chance of having different decision makings and acting differently from each other is eliminated. So we're preventing any type of problems here, control and coordination problems. It will be easier to control and to coordinate such companies. On the other hand, in this type of centralized business types, the workers will feel demotivated because they don't have any saying in the company, and they will have less creativity, and they won't be able to be involved in decision making. And this may demotivate them. And the people at the top which will make these decisions may avoid seeing or may not take into account the workers or the customers or any other stakeholders' ideas or demands. In a decentralized type of relationship, on the other hand, the workers will be involved in this decision making and they will feel valued, they will feel involved in this, they may be more motivated, more creative, and they may have a say and tell their ideas to the senior management. Maybe the senior management will not feel very pressurized of making a decision alone, and everyone will get involved in this type of relationship. However, there are some downturns to this, such as the senior managers will not have the total control over the decision making, and different types of decisions and ideas may make control and coordination more difficult, and this may increase the cost of a business. And if some employees don't have the capacity to make decisions, it may have some bad damages on the company. So these were the different types of organizations. According to being centralized and decentralized, delegation differs. And let's not forget that the span of control and the chain of command depends on the levels and the number of people, subordinates, that we have. So as businesses change, as businesses grow, there may be some different type of organization charts. For example, a new entrepreneur, a sole trader, or small businesses, of course, may have centralized type of organization charts as they're alone or they're the only person with authority. And as they grow, they may change the structure. And some businesses adopt a matrix structure, which is where at the same level from different departments, people come together and work together on a project. This is called a matrix structure. And an example of a matrix structure is found on page 198. And with this, we finish chapter 23. And on our next lesson, I'm going to give you the remaining questions of chapter 3. And after you have revised, read your book, and you have done your questions, we can go on to our next chapter. Have a good day. Bye-bye.